Welcome, everybody. Today we have a special guest. You may know him as England's leader during World War II, but there is so much more to this man than the average person knows. Let's welcome Winston Churchill.
Members of the Senate, hello.
How are you doing?
I am well, thank you for asking. How about you, dear?
I'm good. Well, let's get started. What was your childhood like?
Well, I can tell you this. It was a glamorous agenda, filled to the brim with high society aristocrats.
Were your parents a big part of your life?
Well, no. Not even a little bit. I guess they were just too high society to care at all.
Did the lack of parental influence bring any troubles to your childhood?
I feel that the influence my parents had on me was most definitely negative, making me stubborn and hard as an ox, but all for the better. Without my constant school hopping, I would have never made it to Harrow boarding school.
What happened at the boarding school?
Well, I got teased very much because of my lisp, often being called Copperknob. But a good thing did come out of my torment. I was recruited to the Harrow Rifle Corps.
Were you good at military matters?
Actually, quite the opposite. I was rubbish, really. Did you know it took me 3 times to pass the entrance exam for the Royal Military College?
No.
And even then, I was delayed and I had to wait another 3 months before entering.
Why was that?
Funny story, really. I was playing an extreme game of chase near my aunt's house when I fell out of a tree and ruptured my kidney.
Now, how did you get back from that?
It took a while, but when I did come back, I was tremendous. The only one allowed to smoke in front of Marshal Montgomery. And it was something special inside me that needed to constantly be in dangerous war zones. I eventually got paid £250 a month.
Do you have any interesting war stories you'd like to mention?
Well, a favorite of mine is when I used my now lacking strength to scale a wall in the pitch black night. At my heist, I had to be crammed into a mine shaft for 3 days after traveling from San Lorenzo Marquez to Harare.
What did you do when you returned?
Well, with my valiant story, I felt compelled to share. I wrote of my days on the battlefield.
How did this affect your future?
Well, it ensured me a seat into the Oldham for the Conservative Party. This launched my campaign for speaking all throughout Britain and North America.
Now that you mention your campaign, wasn't it persistently against women's suffrage?
Well, yeah.
By this time, there was a new war going on. Did you help Britain in any way?
Short answer, yes. Long answer, I personally helped create the tank, which first appeared in the Great War. I even tried to get my pilot's license, but I failed in doing so, and the plane crashed.
Did you affect Britain in any negative ways?
Yes. Sadly, my greatest failure was, in fact, Gallipoli. This disaster will haunt me forever. It is my fault that so many people died. My fault that so many were captured and never found again.
Did you have any trouble with ladies after that?
Well, that without a doubt is not my biggest disgrace, but 3 lovely ladies did reject my hand in marriage, until one unfortunate miss was dumb enough to say yes.
How's the married life treating you?
Oh, my cat is still the love of my life, and I'm her pug. With prolonged absences, we still write love letters.
Do you have any fun hobbies?
I absolutely adore to paint. Did you know I've painted 600 paintings? It relieves the stresses of being Prime Minister.
So I heard somewhere that your mother hated your habit of smoking. Is that true?
I don't know why the woman concerned herself with it, never caring for me much as a boy, but yes, she did not care for it.
When did you become Prime Minister?
Well, it all began at the outbreak of the war. They upgraded me to the War Cabinet, where I was an old man at the time, and it was the day Hitler unleashed his fury on France.
You said the summer of 1940 was Britain's finest hour. Why was that?
I thought it was, but the people of Britain were still shaking in their drawers that Hitler was going to win the blasted war.
Have the wars had an effect on your daily life?
I have been known to be hounded by the black dog of depression. It hunts me down in a stupor of sadness. It is those times I lean on champagne. In victory, I deserve it. In defeat, I need it.
So you've had some pretty famous speeches throughout your career, one of them being some chicken, some neck.
I'm familiar with it.
Well, I have a surprise for you, Mr. Churchill. In honor of you, we are going to be cooking chicken. Let's go over to the table. Okay, so we'll start by breading the chicken in flour, eggs, and breadcrumbs.
This seems simple enough.
Then we have to put it in the pan to fry.
Fry them like we did the Japanese.
That's true, Mr. Churchill. Well, thank you for joining us today. We'll be back after the break.